Hello students, welcome to your English literature class. In the previous session, we did the explanation of Act 4, Scene 1 given on page number 136. Today, we shall continue the topic. By the end of this video, you will be able to explain the meanings of difficult words as used in the context, understand related literary devices and references used in the text, explain the dialogues in your own words. So far, we have read that spirits dressed as Iris, Ceres and Juno appear on the stage to present a masque. At Juno's command, Iris invites Ceres to come to the grassy plot to bless Ferdinand and Miranda on the occasion of their betrothal or engagement ceremony. Ceres asks Iris if Venus or Cupid is attending on Juno because she has been avoiding their company ever since Venus and her blind son plotted a way for Dis, the god of underworld, to steal her daughter away for half the year. Now we shall proceed with the topic. Open your textbooks at page number 138. First of all, note down the meanings of these difficult words on your book. Mars, god of war. Hot, passionate. Minion, darling. Waspish headed. The word waspish comes from the word wasp, that is an insect that stings and causes a lot of pain. Cupid is said to be spiteful, as ready to sting as a wasp is. Or in other words, we can also say Cupid is waspish because he stings by hitting people with arrows. Children, you all know Cupid is god of love and he carries bow and arrows with him and he shoots these arrows on people and makes them fall in love. Now children, waspish headed is also an epithet. Now what is an epithet? Epithet is a literary device which means a word or a phrase to describe someone's characteristic or most important quality. Here, waspish headed is describing Cupid. So, we have epithet here. Her deity. Deity means goddess. So, her deity or her godship, we are here talking about Venus. Cutting, passing through. Paphos, birthplace of Venus. Wanton charm, magic spell to lure or attract or tempt. Bed right, conjugal right. Hymen's torch. Children, Hymen was god of marriages and he was supposed to be carrying a lamp which was lighted when a marriage was solemnized. Now, let us read the dialogues of Iris. Iris says, "Of her society, be not afraid." Children, these words are spoken by Iris in an answer to the question asked by Ceres. Ceres wanted to know if Venus or Cupid were also present with Juno. To this, Iris answers, "Do not be afraid of her society or her company." Who is her here? Her is Venus. I met her deity cutting the clouds towards Paphos. Iris informs Ceres that she should not be afraid of her company because she saw her deity, that is Venus, flying through the air towards Paphos. her birthplace, and her son, dove drawn with her. So who was accompanying Venus? Her son Cupid was accompanying her. They were in a chariot drawn by doves. Here they thought to have done some wanton charm upon this man and maid. Who are the man and maid present here? Ferdinand and Miranda. So Iris informs Ceres that they, that is Venus and Cupid, intended to pull a mischievous trick on Ferdinand and Miranda, whose vows are that no bed rite shall be paid till Hymen's torch be lighted. Ferdinand and Miranda have taken a solemn pledge that they will not have any physical relationship till Hymen's torch is lighted, that is, till their marriage ceremony is performed. But in vain. What went in vain? The attempt of Venus and Cupid to play a trick on Ferdinand and Miranda. They failed in their mission, and as a result, Mars's hot minion is returned again. Now who is Mars's hot minion? Mars, as you know, is the god of war, and hot means passionate and minion refers to darling. Here we are talking about Venus. Venus, who is the mistress of Mars. When they failed in their mission, Venus was frustrated, and the result was that Venus, the very passionate deity who is the mistress of Mars, the god of war, has gone back. Her waspish-headed son broke his arrows. Who is referred to as this waspish-headed son? It is Cupid. Her waspish-headed son, that is, her ill-tempered son Cupid, has broken his arrows, and he swears he will shoot no more but play with sparrows. Cupid is so much dejected that he has taken a pledge that he will no more inspire love in human beings. How does Cupid inspire love in human beings? By shooting arrows at them. So he has decided that he will not shoot arrows anymore and be a boy right out. He will spend his time playing with sparrows. Thus he will become a mere boy and will no more indulge in love affairs. Now students, let us go through the gist of the text. Iris tells Ceres not to be afraid of the company of Venus, because she met Venus as she was with her son on her way to her home on Paphos in a carriage pulled by doves. They were planning to pull a mischievous trick on Ferdinand and Miranda, who have sworn not to sleep together till their wedding day. But their trick failed. Venus went home again, and her little son broke all his arrows, swearing he will never shoot them again but play with birds like other little boys. Now let us discuss a few questions. Why needn't Ceres be afraid of the company of Venus or her son? Ceres needn't be afraid of the company of Venus or her son because Iris saw Venus and her son Cupid flying through the air towards Paphos, the famous city which is situated on the island of Cyprus. They were travelling by airborne chariot drawn by doves. What magic charm did Venus and her son plan against Ferdinand and Miranda? Venus and her son planned to play some amorous trick upon Ferdinand and Miranda, who are under a vow not to gratify their sexual desires till the holy ceremony of their marriage has been performed. What was its result? Venus and Cupid tried to play an amorous trick, but their plan failed. As a result, Venus, who is a very passionate deity and who is the mistress of Mars, has gone back to Paphos with her ill-tempered son, who has broken his arrows of love in his state of desperation. Cupid has broken his arrows of love and has firmly decided to shoot no more arrows to arouse love in human hearts. He has decided to spend his time in playing with sparrows like other ordinary boys. Who is Hymen? Hymen is the classical god of marriages, and the lighting of Hymen's torch is a symbol of the accomplishment of marriage ceremony. Who is Mars? Mars is the god of war. Who is Mars's minion? Minion means darling. Mars's minion is Venus. Why is Cupid said to be waspish headed? Cupid is said to be waspish headed because he stings people by hitting them with his arrows of love. Let's move on to the next lines. Note down the meanings of these difficult words on your books. Gait, carriage, movements or manner of walking. Twain, pair. Marriage blessing, a happy marriage. Increasing, prosperity. Now let's read the lines. Ceres says, highest queen of state, great Juno comes. I know her by her gait. Ceres says that great Queen Juno is coming. And how does she know she is coming? She says that she knows her by her gait, that is her walk. Juno descends to the stage, that is Juno comes down to the stage. She is coming down from the Juno. How does my bounteous sister? Who is the bounteous sister? Ceres. So Juno addresses these words to Ceres and asks her, how is she? Go with me to bless this twain, that they may prosperous be and honored in their issue. Issue means children. So Juno asks Ceres to come and help her to bless this young couple so that they will be prosperous and have many children by this marriage. They sing. Juno sings, honor, riches, marriage, blessing, long continuance and increasing. Hourly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings on you. In these lines, Juno blesses the young couple. She says, honor, riches, the happiness of married life, long continuance and increasing of these blessings, and hourly joys ever attend you. These are the blessings of Juno. Let's go through the gist of the text. Ceres says that great Queen Juno is coming. She knows her by her walk. Juno comes down to the stage and addresses Ceres as her generous sister and asks her how she is. Then she calls Ceres to come and help her bless this couple so they will be prosperous and have many children. First, Juno blesses Ferdinand and Miranda by singing that honor, riches, marriage blessings, long life, and unending joys may come to them. In this way, Juno sings her blessings onto the young couple. How does Ceres know that Juno is coming? Ceres knows about Juno's arrival from her gate. How does Juno address Ceres? Juno addresses Ceres as her bounteous sister, that is her generous sister. Who are playing the mythological characters? The spirits are playing the mythological characters of Iris, Juno and Ceres. Why are the spirits involved in the scene? The spirits are involved in the scene to perform the mask. What does Juno say when giving her blessings to the couple? Juno blesses the young couple by praying that honor, riches, marriage blessings, long life and unending joys may come to Ferdinand and Miranda. Now let's proceed to the next lines. Note down the meanings of these difficult words. Foison plenty means plentiful abundance. Barns, storehouse for grains. Garners, granary. Goodly burden. Goodly burden means excellent burden, that is fruits. Farthest, latest. Shun, keep away from. Now let's read the dialogues of Ceres. Ceres sings, earth's increase, foison plenty, barns and garners never empty, vines and clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burden bowing. Spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Ceres' blessings so is on you. In these lines, Ceres blesses the young couple by singing. She says, may there be a lot of all that is produced by earth. May your storehouses always remain full of corn. May thick bunches of grapes grow on your vines. Plants with goodly burden means may all the trees be full of their ripe fruits. Spring come to you at the very farthest, in the very end of harvest. Here she says, may spring come to you at the latest, when autumn is gone, blowing no winter in your life. Children, after the harvest there will be winter season, then there would be spring. But Ceres wishes here that there may be no winter in the lives of Ferdinand and Miranda. After the season of harvest, they should have spring. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Ceres' blessings so is on you. She says, may you never be troubled by any scarcity or shortage. And in this way, she blesses the young couple. Now, let's go through the gist of the text. Ceres also showers her blessings upon Ferdinand and Miranda by singing. She prays that there may be a lot of all that is produced by the fertile earth, and that their storehouses may ever remain full of corn. She prays that thick bunches of grapes may grow on their vines, and all the trees be full of their ripe fruits. She also prays that spring may follow directly autumn's harvest, with none of winter's hardships to endure. They may have plenty and never be troubled by any shortage. How does Ceres bless the young couple? Ceres blesses the young couple by praying that there may be a lot of all that is produced by the fertile earth, and that their storehouses may ever remain full of corn. She prays that thick bunches of grapes may grow on their vines, and all the trees be full of their ripe fruits. She also prays that spring may follow directly autumn's harvest, with none of winter's hardships to endure. They may have plenty and never be troubled by any shortage. Let's proceed with the next dialogues. Note down the meanings of these difficult words. Majestic vision. It means grand spectacle. Harmonious, accompanied by song. Charmingly. It means exquisitely. This is with reference to the singing, but also by implication to the magic behind the whole show. Confines, confined places of dwelling. Enact, make. My present fancies, the whims that possess my mind at the moment. Who is this my? This is Prospero. A wondered father, a father who is able to work wonders or miracles. Paradise means heaven. Now, Ferdinand is very much impressed by what he sees. He says, "This is a most majestic vision and harmonious charmingly." So, impressed by the grand spectacle that he sees before him, Ferdinand says that this is the most splendid pageant that has been wrought artistically by magic charm. May I be bold to think these spirits? Here, Ferdinand asks Prospero if he may dare to consider these singers as powers beyond the earth. That is, are these singers spirits? In reply, Prospero says, "Spirits, which by mine art I have from their confines called to enact." Prospero tells Ferdinand, yes, these are heavenly spirits or supernatural beings whom Prospero has summoned here by the power of his magic from their confines. From their confine means from their dwelling place to act, to enact or to act my present fancies. That means to act the parts which Prospero has assigned to them in his imagination at this time. Ferdinand says, "Let me live here ever." Ferdinand is so happy and so wonderstruck that he expresses his desire to remain on this island all his life. So rare a wondered father and a wife makes this place paradise. Ferdinand says, such a rare father-in-law who is able to perform wonders with his magic, and a wife like Miranda makes this place a paradise or heaven. Meanwhile, Juno and Ceres whisper and send Iris on an employment. That is, Juno and Ceres whisper and send Iris on a mission. Now, let's go through the gist of the text. Ferdinand says that this is a majestic and harmonious vision and asks Prospero whether these are spirits that they see before them. Prospero tells Ferdinand that they are spirits that he has called out of their prisons to act the parts which he has assigned to them in his imagination at this time. Ferdinand is so much impressed that he expresses his desire to live here forever. Such a wonderful father-in-law and wife make this place a paradise. Juno and Ceres whisper, and then they send Iris on a mission. What question does Ferdinand ask Prospero? Ferdinand asks Prospero whether these are spirits that they see before them. Why has Prospero called the spirits from their confines? Prospero has called the spirits from their confines to act the parts which he has assigned to them in his imagination. What desire does Ferdinand express and why? Ferdinand expresses his desire to live on the island forever because a father-in-law like Prospero who could perform wonders and a wonderful wife like Miranda made this place a heaven. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. I hope that you have understood the explanation. Your homework for today is to solve extract number 4 at page number 148 in your workbooks. Thank you.